Doubts, wondering. Have you ever felt like that you're doing all the right things, setting goals, working hard, but something kind of feels off? We really positive 1 minute and excited and then we wonder and a bit of discouraged the next. Like the waves of the ocean, up and back, kind of all over the place sometimes. Have you ever felt like that? Are you feeling like that now? Does it resonate with you? Am I all alone in wondering and like what ifs? And the what ifs are never positive. The what ifs are always if it doesn't work and if it turned out wrong. All of those kind of things. So today our theme is I'm calling Assailed by Doubts. And it's not something we always admit that we have doubts. We appear confident. Our social media stuff looks amazing, and it's just in those quiet times when something didn't go exactly like you thought, or when you thought it should, that those doubts begin to creep in. And those doubts actually double cross us. They act like they're protecting us. Like I need to protect myself if this doesn't go the way I want it to do. So I have to think about what I'm going to do if it doesn't go the way I want it to do. And they masquerade as wisdom. They masquerade as protection. But they actually keep you stuck in stuff you don't want. And whether we realize it or not, it's putting faith in what we don't want and faith in what we do want. Faith in what we don't want, faith in what we do want. And whatever your life looks like shows you which side is winning. So today we want to uncover what it really means to align your mind, to renew your mind, your life with all that God has for you, the dreams in your heart, His purpose for you, so you can step boldly into it with peace and confidence and feel that fulfillment in your heart. So we're into January. For those who are watching this when I'm doing it live, for you who repeat it wherever you find yourself in the season of your life, how are your goals going? How are the things that you're wanting in your life going? How are the things on the inside going? Have you been working hard, checking off your task, and feeling something accomplished? Or do you feel like something is still kind of missing? I get it. I used to feel that way. I I was checking off all my boxes and doing all the kind of stuff and feeling driven but restless, productive but empty, striving, searching to prove something until I realized I'm running on the wrong fuel. I've got the wrong fuel in my tank. And because of fear, I avoided stillness and quiet. In fact, I didn't have time for that stuff, right? But the truth is, God's plans for you are good. And the more that we can align with that, the more that you are aligned inside with your purpose and not doing things that feels out of harmony. It's stepping into his very, very best for you. The Bible calls it double-minded. That's an interesting thought because we do have a subconscious and a conscious mind. But double-minded in James 1:6 says, the ambivalent person believes 1 minute and doubts the next. Being undecided makes you like the rough seas, driven and tossed by the wind. When we are double-minded, hoping God has good for us, but if we're really honest, doubting because of the past pain or past disappointments or somebody else we've heard about, and it leaves us in fear and unstable. We're really hoping with all of our being, we're hoping. And then we wonder, is that really for me? Can I really have that? We hear voices like, who do you think you are? It didn't work for Uncle Joe and Aunt Sue and someone else that comes to your mind right now. Do you see what I mean? This double-mindedness is behind the scenes. Everything on we say the right things when we need to say the right things. We can even quote Bible verses, but we're not getting the results we want. These doubts are sneaky and they double-crossed us. They act like they're your friends, but all the while they disempower you. They've sabotaged your faith. They keep us stuck and keep us riding that roller coaster. Maybe God will, maybe God won't. Maybe God's good, but maybe not for me. It is, it leaves us exhausted and it leaves us unstable and it actually doesn't get us anywhere. When you review the last year of your life, is it different? Is there still more that you want? So many times I have said, all right, I'm going to step into all that God has for me to do. Not always knowing what that is, but, and then doubt whispers says, are you sure you're enough? Maybe you need to study more. Maybe you need to do more. God's plan might be hard. You want more hard? Or maybe bad things happen to you and you're unsure that God is really good. The truth is, God's purpose and plans for you is not about stripping your joy. It's not about being hard. In fact, he says his yoke is easy and his burden is light. Doing it his way is easy. If it isn't easy, then we're not doing something in alignment with what he wants. That's a writer downer. I need to write that down for me. If it's not easy, we're not doing something in alignment with what he wants. So, where have doubts been showing up for you? Where have doubts made you feel a bit stuck and or hopeless or tossed around? Let's just pause a moment. We're not in a hurry. What lies are you believing that's holding you back? I've shared story after story in my life of feeling this way. I understand, I relate. The driven, the overwhelmed, the uncertainty. Will this work out? When will it work out? How long will it take? And I remember when I was working, I've told you, multiple jobs, feeling like running a nonprofit organization, running a business, serving at church, taking my kids everywhere. What if God's purpose is too much for me? What if I can't do it? But I was believing a lie. Because as I've stepped into vibrant living and running this, yeah, I have moments of, oh my God, is this going to be all right? But it's been, as I grow in this, it's easy. His burden is light, his way is light and easy. And grace abounds when we learn how to get into complete alignment. It was when I began to really get quiet. It was one of the lowest places in my life when I told you earlier this month about losing that job. I felt awful. I can think of all kinds of words and you can imagine them. And when I began to surrender, everything began to change. Not overnight, but so it happens first in the unseen before we see it in the natural. Everything is birthed in the spirit. And so that's reason why having the double-minded doesn't birth anything. I put my seed in the ground. Oh, did it grow yet? And I dig up my seed. Oh, let me plant that again. Oh, did it grow yet? Let me dig up my seed. So everything is birthed in the spirit first. So we need to plant what we want with faith and confident expectation of good. When we begin to silence the lies and align with God's way, we step into a life that's not just productive, it's fulfilling. I am so glad that you are here listening today. I commend you for taking time to really dive into this. And I would like to share a story with you about Margaret. Margaret was like so many of us, ambitious, busy, trying to do it all. She was checking all her boxes, but she couldn't quite shake the sense that there was more. What Margaret thought she needed was clarity or another checklist. If I just do more, but that's not what she needed. She needed alignment. She needed alignment and understanding her drivenness and where it was coming from, and actually plant seeds that she wants a harvest of. How to do that God's way, how to water it, how to nurture it, and how to live from a place of joy and expectation. When she finally slowed down and got quiet, and we began to work together, and she connected with God, everything began to change. She found confidence where there was doubt, peace where there had been chaos, and fulfillment she didn't ever think possible. She wondered in the beginning if it was too hard. What if I'm not enough? I've messed up in the past and I don't know how. We get stuck in the how. And to truly do it God's way, we just have to allow. I have to surrender, give permission, and say yes. Let go of the how and just allow. So as she began to do this, she began to get to the root of the issues so that she could plant the seeds she wants and pull the weeds that she doesn't want the harvest for. And learning how to do that on a consistent basis changes everything. Miracles, most of the time, are one small decision after one small decision after another small decision. And you see how when we align with good that God has for us and stop living and learn how to stop living that double-minded way, then everything shifts. It becomes clearer, peace flows, and that missing piece becomes the foundation for your vibrant life. The missing piece becomes the foundation for your vibrant life. I'll remind you again, James 1:8 says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. God doesn't want you to be stuck in instability or restlessness or disappointment. He has confidence for you, peace for you, fulfillment and joy. I have created a Design Your Destiny monthly workshop, and that is coming up shortly. So if you are ready for a personalized time with me, because every workshop is different, because you're there. And we talk about the secrets to vivacious living and living from all of these places and what are some of the things that keep us stuck. So that is available to you for free. The other thing I have coming up is my Audacious Abundance Summit. I have amazing speakers lined up, and we will be talking about how to live in audacious, giving yourself permission to be audacious and live in abundance in every area of your life. Prosperity, Jesus said he came to give life and life in abundance and learning how to do that. So grab your ticket for that if that's something that you would like to participate in. I want to remind you that those doubts feel like friends, but they're not. They're keeping you small. They're keeping you unstable. They're keeping you stuck. And God has good plans for you. He created you for a purpose and alignment. His truth is brings clarity, confidence, and joy. His voice always brings comfort and joy. Always. It's never demeaning. It's never debilitating. So you are worth it. You matter. Oh, you matter. You matter so much. God has more for you than you can ever imagine. Thank you for being part of the Vibrant Living community. Share this. Who needs to hear this? There is hope. There are answers. Share this with someone that you love. Video, if you're subscribing on YouTube, like and share it. If you're watching the pod or listening to the podcast, share it. Leave a review so that it helps us to reach more people. So take action. Sign up for the free workshop. Grab your ticket for the Audacious Abundance. If you're watching the video, the QR code will follow. If you're listening to the podcast, grab the link in the show notes and do that today. All right, until I'm back with you again next time, I believe in you. This is Donna Tashton with Vibrant Living saying all things are possible. Bye for now.